What is going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new upload dedicated to Star Wars The Old Republic. And in today's video we're going to be discussing the majority about Hypercrates and how Bioware has completely fucked them over. Now, in the very beginning of Star Wars The Old Republic, they did release quite a few original Hypercrates. I think it was throughout all the way through shipment 4, I believe. Either shipment 4 or shipment 5, but actually I think it was through shipment 5. Anyway, Hypercrates in this game, I used to absolutely love buying the Hypercrates, no matter what. And the biggest reason I started buying into them was due to Kranatoko Games, who I found on YouTube a long ass time ago. And he was the original person to start doing cartel pack openings throughout each month as they released. Now, unfortunately, he quit doing those. He quit YouTube, basically, and I really started losing my interest in doing the Hypercrate openings. Now, of course, no, I never did any of the YouTube uploads for those openings because those would take around 15 minutes to 20 minutes just trying to figure out where to sort out different certain items. But eventually, unfortunately as well, Bioware decided to nerf the cartel packs to where, for example, if you bought the Armed Resistance pack, you would get one item out of that Hypercrate that's actually in the Hypercrate, and then the rest of the items will be random. You would get crafting material, companion gifts. Originally, you would get a Grand Chance Cube. You were always guaranteed to get a Grand Chance Cube. Eventually, they actually stopped doing those. They still release here and there, but not as much as they did before. But the biggest high mistake that they made, which they should really feel stupid about, is they include any cartel market item you can possibly think of in the Hypercrate. Now that's the one biggest reason that I absolutely hate Bioware, to where I don't even want to buy any Hypercrates. Now I'm still very excited for upcoming ones, but I'm still not at the same time. I used to be super excited to where I would be able to stock up a lot of cartel coins. However, money in my real life has been a real struggle, unfortunately, to where I can no longer, I can't really buy as much cartel coins as I used to. Now, in the past, the largest amount of cartel coins I've ever owned was around 60,000 cartel coins, and of course, the majority of that went to Hypercrates and collection unlocks, etc. But this upload is just basically going to be a bit of a rant for the Hypercrates. Now, recently, Jedipedia has data mined that there will be a upcoming Ultimate Hypercrate, and that's the title of what it's going to be called, the Hypercrate Ultimate, or Ultimate Hypercrate. Now, as you can tell in the far right corner here, every Hypercrate will contain 26 cartel packs. Now, as you can also tell in the description, the Hypercrate contains 26 certain packs, where older ones used to contain 24, then 26, 26, and it kept going on from there on. Now, majority of everything was always 26 cartel packs you would get. This was, and before I go any further, I'm referring to when the original cartel packs release. Basically, when you bought a Hypercrate in the very past, a long time ago, you were always guaranteed to get an item out of that Hypercrate that's actually in the Hypercrate. Now, for example, let's go to the Builder Stronghold Cartel Pack. Just for an example, if you bought the Builder Stronghold Pack, you would get items that are in this Hypercrate. Even though you, of course, no matter what, you would always get doubles, triples, quadruples of everything. But the point is, you would get the items that are only in this Hypercrate. You would not get anything else that's from shipment 1, shipment 2, you know, so on and so on. Now, unfortunately, in today's current time, if you bought the Discord Hypercrate, you would get one item out of that Hypercrate that's actually in the Hypercrate. You would get a companion gift, you would get a crafting material, or you would get a crafting material and a grand chance cube, and then the fourth item would be anything in the cartel market. It could be a mount, it could be a weapon, it could be a decoration, a toy, anything you can possibly think of, it's going to be in that Hypercrate. This is why I do not approve. Because, for one, let's talk about the pricing real quick. The pricing, whoever is controlling the pricing at Bioware needs to be fired. I am not even sorry. You are too fucking stupid. 5,850 cartel coins for 26 cartel packs that you're getting 90% useless shit that's all over the cartel market and 10% of stuff that's actually in this Hypercrate. That is not how you are supposed to do this. This game is going down the hill by far because of these stupid fucking Hypercrates. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, why don't you just stop buying the Hypercrates? Because this is how I make my money, unfortunately. I do not sell majority of like crafting materials and anything. I sell stuff that I get from the Hypercrates. Now, originally these Hypercrates went for 4,300, 4,300, and 80 cartel coins. That was completely fine, but 5,850 is by far ridiculous. And even with the 25% off, it's nothing. It's way too expensive. This price needs to come down ASAP. This also makes me worried about the Ultimate Hypercrate. The price of that Ultimate Hypercrate, I can already guarantee you, is going to be double this. If not 14,500, it's more than likely going to be that, because the Ultimate Hypercrate has been data mined to be containing 40 cartel packs. Now, if this is true, Bioware, whoever the fuck is watching this at Bioware, if that is true that you're releasing an Ultimate Hypercrate that contains 40 cartel packs, please change it. Not how many cartel packs, but please change the Hypercrate altogether. Bring it back to what it used to be, to where you open a Hypercrate and you would get items that are only in that Hypercrate, nothing else. Because the rest of the stuff is useless garbage, useless shit. Yeah, you might get a platinum item, yes, you might get a gold item, but it's never guaranteed that you'll get that certain item. Now, price-wise, I already know it's going to be outrageously expensive, over the roof. I can already feel that instantly. And it's just not fair to people who have a low budget, especially with me. I only have 7,233 cartel coins right now. I still need to stock up to get additional cartel coins just to buy one of the Ultimate Hypercrate, because I know it's going to be double the 5,000 range no matter what. But, whatever you do, Bioware, just please, for the love of God, before your game shuts down this year, nerf the Hypercrates for a final time and bring it back to where if the paying customers who buy these Hypercrates of yours, if we buy those, whatever you do, just nerf it. Nerf it to where it's back to original, where you got the items that are only in that Hypercrate, nothing else. Because the useless shit that you have now is unacceptable, unprofessional, and just completely fucking stupid. That's honestly all I have to say before this Ultimate Hypercrate comes out, if it even does come out. I can already tell that no one at Bioware listens to players' feedbacks for cartel market-wise. I can already tell that instantly. Because I have a big fear that when I buy the Ultimate Hypercrate, 95% of the shit that I get is going to be random junk that's from the cartel market. And only 5% is going to be from the actual Hypercrate. And that, like I mentioned, is unprofessional and it's just unnecessary. It's just, no. If you guys want to keep this, if you guys want to keep the cartel packs as they are, then quit selling them, quit creating them, because you guys are just making yourselves look completely fucking stupid.